Hi folks, it's Evo here from Thundermist Lure Company, and welcome to today's cooking edition of Thundermist Fishing Tips. I'm here with Vincenzo, and this is a very special cooking edition because today, folks, we're going to make pizza authentic Italian style. Authentic because this particular method comes from a friend of mine who lives up in the mountains in Italy, and this recipe is absolutely fantastic, easy to do. We're going to show you how it's done right now. So today, folks, we're going to make a seafood pizza. Happens to be one of your favorite recipes.
With shrimp.
With shrimp. So this is actually Vincenzo's...
creation, I'd say.
Okay, Vincenzo's creation for a topping.
But everybody who I've made it for said it's their most favorite pizza ever.
Okay, and I have never had this particular seafood one, so we're going to give it a try today.
Right.
Put it to the test.
Okay.
Okay, so in order to make your pizza, you got to start off with a pizza dough. You can either buy your dough or make your dough. Personally, myself, I like to make it. It's very easily done, but you can buy it at the local grocery store. It's not a problem. But to make your dough, all you got to get your yeast started first. So you take 4 ounces of lukewarm water, add to it 1 tablespoon of sugar, 2 teaspoons of yeast, stir it around, let it sit for about 5 to 10 minutes. What you'll notice is the yeast then will begin to foam. And that's how you know your yeast is active and working. So at that point, take your yeast, and to it you're going to get your flour. You're going to get 3 2/3 cups of flour. Then you're going to add to the flour, you're going to add a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Then you're going to add 3 tablespoons of olive oil, another 4 ounces of warm water, and then you add your yeast mixture to the flour. Once you've done that, mix it all up together, take it out of your bowl, and then knead it. And you knead your dough for probably about 5 to 8 minutes. Once you've done that, you've got a nice ball of dough. Take that ball of dough, get a bowl, and put about a tablespoon of olive oil into the bowl. And take your ball, rub the olive oil around the bowl. Take your ball of dough, put it in there, cover it with the olive oil as well, and then just take a piece of cellophane plastic wrap and cover the dough and let it rise for about an hour. In about an hour, it'll be double the size. In fact, here's the end result right here. What do you think, Vincenzo?
Looks prime to me.
Looks prime to me too. So whether you buy it or whether you make it, you start off with your dough. All right, so we've got our pizza dough here, and what I like to do, I'm going to cut this pizza dough in half. And I like to weigh my dough, but if you don't have a scale, basically you're going to want to use about half of the pizza dough that we just made. So I'm going to turn this.
So that also depends on how thick you want the crust. If you want a thinner crust, then you can just use less dough.
That's a good point. And today, though, what we're going to do, we're going to make a thin crust pizza, and it's going to be 13-14 inch round. Okay, so let's zero that out. There we go. Now, in order to make that 13-14 inch pizza, Vincenzo, I like to use about 330 grams of pizza dough. And that right there is about 330 right there. Perfect. So, we're going to take this pizza dough, and what we're going to do, folks, I'm going to show you some of the tools of the trade that I'm using here. So, Vincenzo, if you want to just put that off to the side. Okay, I've got a pizza stone. One of the ways to make the authentic pizza, we don't have a wood burning oven, but a pizza stone is key. So 1 pizza stone, and you're going to need a pizza peel, only because the pizza peel makes it easy to take your pizzas in and out of the oven. So this comes in handy, and something to help guide you to a 13-14 inch pizza. And I'm actually going to be using this fondant
measuring tool.
Yeah, I'm going to use this to actually help me with my pizza. And all you do with your pizza dough is get it started good and round, and then I put it right into this fondant chart that I have. And again, you could use anything that you want, and then just start rolling out the dough. I just use my fingers. You could use a rolling pin if you want, but I take the dough and I just start rolling it out. And I really like this fondant chart because it's got all the measurements here going around, and all I have to do is stop when I'm at about 14 inches. So I'm just going to keep working this until I get to about 14 inches round. Okay, we're getting there, folks, at about 12 inches right now. We're just going to keep pushing this out from the middle towards the outside edge until we hit 14 inches. Okay, what do you think, Vincenzo?
It's right on, I say.
It's not throwing the pizza up in the air, but it's getting the job done, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, 14 inches. So now what we're going to do, folks, I'm going to take some semolina. Now, if you don't have semolina, you can use cornmeal, like coarse cornmeal. And I'm just going to spread that on this pizza peel, just like so.
Why are you doing that? Well,
The reason for that, Vincenzo, is because we're going to put the pizza dough on this peel, and that's what we're going to use to put it in the oven, and it'll slide off that pizza peel real nicely. They act like a roller berry.
Oh, so it'll stick otherwise.
Otherwise it'll stick. Now, here's another reason why I like this fondant chart, because I could pick this up like so, and I could place it right on that pizza peel without it falling off very, very nicely, just like that. And then all I have to do is peel it off. Look at there. Okay, now as I mentioned, that will just slide right off. So let's make our way over to the oven. Okay, so the oven's been on for a while now, and I have another pizza stone, and that pizza stone's been sitting in there preheating. And now here's one of the key elements. The oven has to be at 550 degrees, nice and hot, and you want to get that pizza stone nice and hot. So 550 degrees, Fahrenheit. Nice and warm, Fahrenheit of course. And now I'm going to put this in. So now the key is this pizza is going to stay in there for 3 minutes. Now at the 3-minute mark, take a look. Everyone's ovens are different. So at 3 minutes, take a look at the top of the pizza, and it should just be starting to brown, get that nice brown color to it. So if you don't have that little bit of brown happening on the pizza dough, then wait another 5, 10 seconds, 15 seconds at the most, but you should be able to take it out at that point, and I'll show you exactly what I mean. We've got 3 minutes right there, folks. And as you can see, look at there, that is absolutely perfect. Hey Vincenzo, what do you think?
It looks bubbly to me.
It's almost started to burn, so that stone was really, really hot, and you're right. See how it's bubbled up? That's okay, that's normal. That's one of the key things that I learned, is that you cook the dough for 3 minutes first, take it out, you want that nice color there. Look at that, it looks like it come out of a pizza stone oven. And now because it's bubbled, you just turn it upside down. Turn it upside down. You can flatten it out a bit, but you want to turn it upside down, and you're going to put your ingredients on that side.
I see.
Okay? So now these ingredients these are Vincenzo's. This is his topping, but what I want to mention right now, when you get to this point, you can add any ingredients you want. So you could make a cheese and pepperoni pizza, whatever pizza you want. This is the stage where you do what you want, and what we're going to do, folks, we're going to put our toppings on, then it goes back into the oven at that 550 degrees for 3 more minutes. Okay, so these ingredients, Vincenzo, this is what you recommended for this particular seafood pizza, which according to you is the best seafood pizza you've ever had.
Best pizza I've ever had.
Best pizza, better than cheese, pepperoni, and mushrooms.
Cheese, pepperoni, and mushrooms.
Okay, folks, this is it. This is Vincenzo's ultimate. So we've got a little bit of olive oil. We've got some basil pesto, pizza sauce, Asiago cheese that we grated up a little earlier, some chopped up red onion, some chopped up artichoke hearts. Marinated, and also some little baby shrimps. Let's get started. Starting off with the olive oil. No matter what pizza you're making, folks, cheese, pepperoni, seafood pizza, whatever you're doing, olive oil is a key ingredient, and you want to brush your pizza dough with the olive oil. That'll give you a nice base to get started, and just brush it all around. Make sure you've got that olive oil. That's pretty nice right there. Okay, now at this point you can start adding your ingredients. So we're going to start with the pesto. So I'm going to add the pesto. I'm going to spread that around just like so. What do you think, Vincenzo? Is that enough pesto?
That looks like a perfect amount of pesto.
Okay, I'm glad to hear you say that. There, that's good. All right, so now, after the pesto, let's add some of our tomato sauce. So we're going to dabble some sauce all over this. And let's fix this up nicely. All right, we might need to add a little more. Let's just see how that goes. Just brush that on over top of the pesto, just like so.
Looks like the right amount to me.
That looks good too?
Yeah.
Well, we're on a roll, folks. We got the thumbs up from Vincenzo. Okay, so now we've got our sauce. Next, we're going to add our Asiago cheese. So, now, however much you like cheese, add a lot of cheese. You don't like a lot, just sprinkle a bit, whatever you prefer. But we're going to be fairly generous, I guess. Asiago is a real nice cheese. Okay, I mean mozzarella will do as well, but we're opted for Asiago today. How's that, Vincenzo?
Looks good.
Another good one? All right, now you said onion, red onion.
Red onion.
And why do you like the red onion?
That just adds a little bit of sweetness.
A little sweeter, so you
A little
can
sweeter than the regular.
Okay,
onions.
maybe Vidalia onions are good too because they're
Yeah.
sweet.
Yep.
Okay, so we'll put a little bit of onion on, and then we're going to add our artichoke hearts that we've cubed up a little earlier. And we're going to sprinkle them on. Adds a nice color too to the pizza.
Mm-hmm.
And alright, I think that looks pretty good. And now,
The key ingredient.
the key ingredient. Who would have thought? Little shrimp, pre-cooked, spread all over on the pizza. And we're going to load it up pretty good with the shrimp. After all, it's a seafood pizza.
Yep.
Now, I guess we could also use fish, Vincenzo,
Might as well.
right?
Might as well give it a try at one point.
I think we will. All right. Generous amount?
Oh yeah. That looks good though.
All right. So, there we go. Now, we're going to take our pizza peel again. Slide that pizza on. It's going to go back in the oven now for 3 minutes, and then it comes out. Okay, Vincenzo, we're coming up to 3 minutes there. Another 5 seconds. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that, folks. Absolutely perfect. It's not as round as it used to be, but it's cooked perfectly. I think we're in for a nice lunch today, folks. This pizza looks fantastic, eh, Vincenzo?
Yeah, I'd say.
Okay, now I want to mention one other thing. This method, you can also put your pizza stone in the barbecue. Barbecue works great if you've got a gauge on there. Just get it up to 550 degrees. Same method. 3 minutes in, take it out, put your toppings on. 3 minutes back in again. You'll have a phenomenal pizza. And folks, I'll tell you, use this method. It works great every single time. Have your pizza parties, do what you want to do, but there's no better way to make pizza than as you've seen right here today. So thanks so much for tuning in to today's cooking episode of Thundermist Fishing Tips. Thanks, Vincenzo, for your recommendation on the toppings, and let's go and have ourselves a nice lunch.
Good.